deadly hit-and-run case in Saline County now goes to trial.
The judge ruling there is enough evidence for a jury to hear the case of Kayla Arabo. Arabo facing multiple charges, including second-degree murder. This follows the death of 55-year-old June Summerfield. Gabrielle Hernandez in Saline County Court today to explain what happens next.
That's right, Judge Norton finding probable cause on all charges against Arabo, in addition to an amendment charge for interference or hiding evidence. That's in relation to her cell phone, and testimony we heard from her grandfather on Tuesday, as well as evidence submitted by the state that shows Arabo's grandfather, Dennis Katzenmeyer, telling the Saline County Sheriff's Office that she purposefully left her cell phone in a field so it could not be tracked.
The court also finds probable cause to bind over on the state's additional requested offense of interference with law enforcement, where the testimony from Mr. Katzenmeyer as to Ms. Arabo's attempts to dispose of or hide her phone in the field after the crash.
Prosecutors admitted body camera footage from the Saline County Sheriff's Office, where Katzenmeyer, the grandfather, admitted to law enforcement that he picked his granddaughter up from the scene.
Snapchat was recording her location every couple seconds due to her having that setting turned on.
And despite leaving her phone in a field, law enforcement was able to track her movements the night before and leading up to the morning of the crash.
Where she was, what direction of travel she was going, the route she took.
The judge also hearing from a collision reconstruction expert.
Did vehicle 2, throughout any of your measurements, observations, or Bosch reports, have any indication that it was driving improperly? No. Any indication it went off the roadway? No. Any indication that it had drove in the incorrect lane prior to the point of impact? No. How about vehicle 1? Yes.
Judge Norton using some of this testimony and evidence to find probable cause on all charges, in addition to the added interference with law enforcement charge.
There was evidence that she told her grandfather that she knew she would be in trouble for the crash, that she would be in trouble again.
Dad, my shoes are...
Arabo's arraignment is scheduled for May 4th at 1:30 in the afternoon. From Salina, Gabriela Hernandez, 12 News.